This is a difficult subject for me because I'm still going through and trying to heal. Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about if they walk out of your life, let them. And this is a really touchy and difficult subject, something that I'm recently going through, something I'm recently dealing with, and it's new for me because before, when certain people would walk out of my life, I would do everything I can to try and fix it, and thinking like, if you walked out of my life, then I must have done something to push you and so that I can fix it and bring you back. But the reality of the situation is, if somebody chooses to walk away from you, break up with you, leave the relationship, leave the friendship, whatever it is, it has nothing really to do with you. Because if the relationship was something that was valuable and worth it to them, there's nothing that you could have done to make them leave, truly. If you had a good relationship and you showed up and did your very best and tried your very hardest and they still decided to walk away, there's nothing left for you to fix. That is a direct reflection of something that they have going on inside of them and something that they have to work on for themselves. And you have to give people space and room to grow and do that. There's nothing left for you to fix. There's nothing left for you to do. You have done everything that you can, and now it's time for you to focus on yourself. Now it's time for you to focus on what you need to do to heal and to move forward. And so the best advice I can give in a situation like this, if someone decided to walk away from you or to leave your life and break up with you or whatever the case is, the best thing to do is to just let them. Because even in a situation that if it did eventually work out, and let's say that they did come back, would you want it to be because you convinced them to, that you manipulated them to, that it was you that brought them back? Because if it is you that brought them back, chances are that this is going to start becoming a pattern. Sorry, those are my cats with their tunnel. The chances are, if they do come back because of something that you had control over and that you had power over, it's going to happen again and again and again. And is that something that you want to deal with? Not knowing if this person is going to leave, are they going to stay? Am I going to do something wrong? You're just going to become very insecure. You're going to become very unsettled in the relationship. So if someone does walk away from you and choose to leave your life, it is up to them to come back and fix it and do what needs to be done to fix it, because otherwise nothing will ever change. Serious character development on their part needs to happen, and that can only happen in the space of you being gone from their life. You have to not be there in order for this person to truly grow. Otherwise, this is how patterns start. This is how patterns begin and cycles start. And then you're just going to be going back and forth, up and down, all around. And the relationship is going to be so unsteady, so unsturdy, and you are never going to know if this person is going to just get up and walk away one day. They have to change. And there's only one way for that to happen, and it's by you walking away yourself. It's by you allowing them to walk away, creating distance and space between you guys. And if nothing ever changes, then that's okay too. Because in this space, in this time apart that you are allowing, and if they decide to walk away and you decide okay, I'm just gonna focus on myself, when you start to focus on yourself and you start to go inwards, you start to heal things that you didn't even know were there. They leave, and then the space that they used to fill, you start to fill yourself up in that space, and you start to heal things within yourself. And then you realize chances are, if they did decide to just walk away from you and ghost you, leave you, break your heart, break up with you, whatever it is, there are most likely red flags and patterns that you were ignoring throughout the relationship, and those things start to come out. They start to reveal themselves in the space of them being gone. In their void starts to reveal oh, I was ignoring a lot of things. I was looking past a lot of things, and clarity starts to shine through. But you have to give it time. And I know for a lot of people, and this is for me as well, especially, I'm a fixer. I want to solve the problem. I want to fix it. I'm a control freak. So if somebody walks out of my life, like I start to analyze myself and start to overanalyze the situation and start to like think of ways that I can fix it. The reality of the situation is like it's not in my power to fix it. It is not up to me. The only thing that I have control over is myself. And I have to look within myself and say, well, what is it inside of me that feels the need to fix this? Why do I have this urge, this need to fix the situation, to fix this person? Like, what is it about me? It goes deep into like attachment, you know, like what is my attachment style? Like, how did I attach myself to this person? And why did I attach myself to them in that way? So it reveals a lot of things about yourself as well when you create that space and that distance and you allow them to walk away and you allow them to go and just like, okay, if you want to walk away, I will let you. I will allow it. Because that is going to reveal more to me than anything. You have to. You have to just let them walk away from your life. As hard as it sounds, as hard as it might be, you are more valuable than someone just disposing of you, like as if you mean nothing. And if they do that, then that shows how they feel about you. That speaks for itself. Well, he's had a really hard life. She's had a really hard life. He's been through this. She's been through that. Haven't you too? Haven't you been through things too? But you wouldn't do that to someone. You wouldn't dispose of them like they were trash. So why can you sit there and make excuses for somebody else's bad behavior? But yet you make yourself feel bad about the things that you're overanalyzing that are making sense to you as maybe that's why they left me. Maybe they left me because I did this. Maybe they left me because I did that. But you never left them because of the things that they did, the things that they said. There's no excuse. And there's nothing that you could have done to change the outcome either. So let that go. It's not you, it's them. And you have to let people walk out of your life if that's what they want to do. You cannot change anything. You cannot change the outcome. If someone decides that they no longer want to be with you, then thank you. Thank you for walking away. I appreciate it. The first couple of weeks that I was going through this, like, it was really hard because I just kept thinking to myself, like, how can I fix this? How can I fix this? How can I fix this? But I resisted all of that. I resisted everything inside of me that was like, fix this, fix this, fix it. It's a very painful and frustrating place to be because when you are a lover girl, you deserve for someone to love you the way that you love. And if someone couldn't do that, then they just weren't the right one for you. And I know you wanted them to be. I know you wanted them to be the one. But they walked away. And you just have to allow that and get really comfortable with people coming and going because you can't make people stay if they don't want to. And you can't take it personal either because it's not about you. You're wonderful. You're amazing. There's nothing that you did wrong. Now, I'm not saying that you're like, there weren't things in the relationship that maybe you could have improved on and that you don't have improvements in your life. But when you're with the right person, you make those improvements together. You build together. You do that stuff together. And they want to do that with you. They don't just walk away. They don't just decide that it's over and that's it. Then you weren't their person. You were not the right one for them either, if that's the case. And you just have to get comfortable and okay with that. You have to be like, all right, then that means my person's still out there. That means the person I'm supposed to be with is still out there waiting for me, and there's still more work that I need to do within myself. Allow people to walk away. Do not call, do not text, create distance, create space, go no contact, whatever it is. And go through the pain and feel it and grieve and be in pain and get sad and journal and talk to yourself and talk to others. Understand yourself and figure out why is it that I feel the way that I feel? What is it inside of me that feels this awful void? Why do I feel so shitty? Because there's something within you that is broken and it needs attention and it needs to be healed. And you just got to get good at letting people come and go and not attaching yourself to people. Because the pain comes from attaching yourself to people and certain outcomes. Because you wanted it to be this way. You thought up a whole future with someone. So now you're grieving this whole future that you thought was going to happen. And that's where the real pain is. Because you start imagining like, oh, but it was supposed to be this way. It's never supposed to be anyway. That's just what you thought it was going to be. What if everything that life is going to be so much better than you ever even imagined? Because you allowed this person to walk out of your life. Because you allowed this person to leave when they chose to. When you lure people back in, when you manipulate people back in, when you bring people back into your life after they've chosen to walk away, they will never respect you. And if they don't respect you, then you'll never be happy. I know you're hurting. I know it hurts. It hurts really badly. And it gets better. I promise. It gets better. Every day that you choose healing over giving into the temptation of just bringing this person back into your life and fixing it is one step closer to your dream life. Just think of it that way. When you want to give in and you want to text the person, call the person, it's just because you want them to like fix whatever you're feeling inside of you in that moment. But like, people can't truly fix it. They can only bring you temporary relief. The fixing it comes with making the really hard decisions today, right now, by not texting them, by not calling them, by not seeing them, by allowing them to walk away, by allowing them to be gone out of your life. That is where the healing will begin. And it's going to be really hard for the first couple of weeks or months maybe. But then one day at a time, little by little, it starts to feel a little better. And it builds on top of that. It's like a little better and a little better the next day and then a little better the next day. And then sooner or later you find that like you're actually surviving and that you're okay. And then you go from just surviving to actually feeling a little bit of joy. And then a little bit of joy turns into a lot of joy. And a lot of joy turns into, I'm so grateful that I made those really hard decisions when I did, because it led me to where I am today. I know it's hard to imagine how everything's going to be okay, but if you make the hard decisions today, it will be okay, sooner than you think. If someone walked out of your life, let them go. Release the control, release the need to fix, and just allow them to go. And I promise you, what's meant for you would never walk away. It wouldn't. If it was for you, it would not leave you. And if it leaves you, it's not for you. You're gonna be okay. I'm sorry for whoever's watching this if you're going through this, because I know how shitty it is. But you're gonna be okay. One step at a time, one day at a time, one moment at a time. You're gonna be okay.